Yeah! Uh-huh! Yes! Yeah, let's go! This is the Doug Stewart Show coming to you live. October 2nd, Thursday, 2014, and thank you for joining your boy. Really do appreciate it. Once again, I gotta say it a million times, I really do appreciate the love. A ton of talk about the Doug Stewart Show and how I'm on a personal crusade against lame-ass sports talk radio. Yes! Woo! Thank you for joining your boy, man, on the Doug Stewart Show, where we have fun. Just like on Sesame Street, like the little puppy used to say on Sesame Street, fun. And a lot of stuff we're going to get into today. You can hit me up at 404-382-0338. That's 404-382-0338. You can email me, Doug, at thedougstewartshow.com. Instagram, Twitter. I'm all over the place. Twitter is the easiest way to get in contact with the show and to be interactive with the show. As well as if you're on Spreaker.com, okay, you can go on Spreaker.com and follow the show, first of all. And then there's this, nice little chat feature where you can chat with me and I'll see it and it'll pop right up on my screen right in front of me. And so we can do it like that as well, and you can stay interactive, all right? Thank you for joining the Doug Stewart Show. Continue to tell people, continue to pass the word. This segment of the show is brought to you by Univon. Great long distance, not like you at your mama's house. That's right. Great long distance, not like you at your mama's house. All right, this is a Throwback Thursday. And if you're an old school Stews listener, you know what we do on Throwback Thursday. We usually talk to a legendary player, Hall of Fame type guy. At the least, we'll talk about some old school facts and trivia and things that you may not have known that happened on this day back in the day in sports. So we do that, as well as we play throwback clips. And you are going to be so pleased today with your boy. I'm going to do something every Thursday, all right? I'm going to do something every Thursday where I play a classic clip from the Two Live Stews. Yes, you know the Two Live Stews, the guys that took the sports talk radio industry by storm. Yes, so I got a classic Stews clip that I'm going to play. And it's one of our first interviews with the great Yao Ming. Yes, that's right, the great Yao Ming. And if you remember the show and you remember the bit, you know that we periodically talk to Yao Ming, or a facsimile thereof, and he'd call the show and he'll tell us what's going on in his life, and he'd have a good time. And for some reason, he had a problem with my brother. So this is going to be an actual audio clip of the bit that we did with Yao Ming. And this clip actually goes back to 2008. In listening to it, Yao was talking about the fact that he was in the Olympics in Beijing. Then he had some revealing things to say about some of our players from the good old US of A, as only Yao Ming, or a facsimile thereof, could do. All right, so make sure you're listening to that. We'll play that in the today's show at some point, so make sure you stay tuned to listen to Classic Stews with Yao Ming. 404-382-0338 is the number to the show. So we're going to get into a lot of stuff. We're going to talk about the Pirates going down last night in dramatic fashion, and San Francisco handling their business. LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers are in the news. Steve Smith still talking cash-ish. That's what Steve Smith does, though. He talks cash-ish. So we'll get into those stories, take your phone calls, read your tweets, and have a good time. How about this? On this day, way back in 1996, Mark Furman was given 3 years probation and fined $200 after he pled no contest to perjury at O.J. Simpson's trial. And a lot of people don't remember that aspect of the case. That basically they thought Mark Furman was lying. And everybody talks about the fact that the glove don't fit, you must acquit, and how that was theatrics. That was very theatrical, and it really shouldn't have been that big a part of the case. Yeah, one of the cops was, basically proven to be lying. So, yeah, Mark Furman was basically, He was prosecuted. He pleaded no contest to perjury. He was lying about the glove and this, that, and the other. And Johnny Cochran caught his ass dead in a lie. And the rest is history. O.J. Simpson goes free. O.J. Simpson steals his stuff back. Now O.J. Simpson's dumb ass is in jail. And it really pains me to say that. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. It really pains me to say that because truth, okay? This is truth. And if you listen to the Stews, you've probably heard me say this before. O.J. Simpson was my all-time favorite athlete. Yes, he is my all-time favorite athlete. I played running back as a kid and throughout my entire life. And when I was a kid, O.J. Simpson was the bee's knees. And it's hard to explain to young people how big of a deal O.J. Simpson was. O.J. Simpson was a big deal with the Hertz commercials. I mean, just a great player on the field coming out of USC. He was just a pretty running back. And so I styled myself after him. Okay, my game was styled after the great O.J. Simpson, and I got number 32 as a kid, wore it for a couple of years, and then I changed my number to 38 when George Rogers won the Heisman Trophy. That's another story. But yeah, O.J. was that guy for me, so it really pains me to call O.J. a dumbass. One of the greatest moments in Stu's history is we interviewed O.J., had him in studio, not a call-in. O.J. Simpson was live in studio with us for about 45 minutes. Yes. And this was shortly after the trial. He was here in Atlanta on some business. Shouts out to our folk, Ryan Cameron, our big brother in the radio industry. Ryan Cameron had a celebrity golf tournament, I think it was. And O.J. was here for that. Okay. And Ryan called us up and was like, listen, I got O.J. in the car with me. You want me to bring O.J. through? What? Yes. Bring O.J. through. So O.J. came in, sat down in studio, and, we didn't go over all of the stuff with the trial because he wasn't here for that. He was here as a favor. He was here as a favor to Ryan Cameron. So we felt like we didn't want to get back into that. As a matter of fact, the case was over and done with. We did ask him, I believe, at one point in the interview, what's your life been like after the trial? Something to that degree, like a side type question that you'd ask somebody with all the things that had gone on in his life. And so that was like one of the greatest days in my life. And I know a lot of people out there listening right now, but Doug, he's a murderer. Yeah, a lot of people will agree or disagree about the outcome of that trial and what O.J. had to do or didn't have to do. I'm talking purely from a perspective, and he may have killed those two people. I'm talking from a pure perspective of sports, okay? My number one all-time favorite athlete of all time, okay? So in honor of that, this is what we're going to do today. A little side topic, a little Dougie Daily question. Who's your all-time favorite athlete? In its purest form, who's your all-time favorite athlete and why? Was it this particular guy because he's who you followed growing up? Is it just a guy that you like to give credit to as being the greatest of all time? I'll talk to people and they'll say, well, the greatest running back of all time was Emmitt Smith. And I disagree with those people profusely. I don't think Emmitt Smith is in the top five. If I had to talk about my top five running backs of all time, I don't think Emmitt Smith would even be in the running for a lot of reasons. I just don't think he was that dynamic of a runner at the running back position in the NFL. I thought he was a fantastic player, a great player, but there's several running backs that I would take before Emmitt Smith. So who's your favorite athlete of all times? And I think if you talk about sports questions and sports debates, that might be one of the biggest discussion points in sports is who's your favorite athlete of all time and why? Why do you think this guy is the greatest player or your greatest player, your favorite player of all time? So let's have a little fun with that at 404-382-0338. That's the number to the show. Quickly, last night, the San Francisco Giants get it done in big-time fashion. Just destroyed, whipping the dog doo-doo out of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Madison Bumgarner tossed a 4-hit complete game, and Brandon Crawford hit a grand slam to lead the Giants to an 8-0 win over the Pirates. They'll face the Nationals in the NL Division Series. Crawford's slam of Edinson Volquez in the fourth inning led the Giants to an 8-0 victory, as I said. The Giants won their 8th consecutive postseason game and 7th straight with their The season on the line, a streak that dates back to the run that they had last year or to the World Series back in 2012. So congratulations to the San Francisco Giants. Congratulations to Bruce Bochy. I mean, doing a fantastic job. I mean, it seems like every other year, and I think they might be, every other year the Giants are in the World Series. So will that hold true to fashion this year? They got to handle their business with the Washington Nationals, the number one seed in the NL. And also in the NL, you got the Dodgers and the Cardinals, which is two storied franchise, so that's going to be a great series. And you also got in the AL, you got Detroit versus the Orioles and Kansas City versus the Angels. So a lot of big names and Mike Trout and guys like that and Yasiel Puig in these playoffs. So there's going to be some interesting playoffs, interesting postseason in baseball. If you want to talk baseball, you can do it. Whatever you want to talk about, it's your show. I mean, it's your show. This is the Doug Stewart Show. Listen, would you like to partner with your boy, the Doug Stewart Show? I promise you, I'll put my right hand on the Bible if there was one in here. We are doing big things on this show. Huge things. Holla at your boy. Get in on the ground floor. I'm telling you, yes, we would love to work with you and partner with you. Email me at doug@thedugstewartshow.com. We'll promote your brand, your product. Great products. That's what we promote around here is great products and great brands, okay? Up next on The Doug Stewart Show, we'll grab calls. We'll talk about your favorite athlete of all time and why. That number is 404-382-0338. As well as Steve Smith, talking more ish. That's what Steve Smith does, though. Steve Smith is one of my all-time favorite athletes. He is. Not number one like OJ, but Steve Smith is one of my all-time favorite athletes for some of the reasons I talked about the other day. I love the little guy. And I love when the little guy plays with a chip on his shoulder. And Steve Smith got a huge-ass boulder on his shoulder. And he's talking trash about Carolina and their management even more. So we'll get into that. Grab your calls. Make sure you call somebody and tell them. Later on in today's show, we're going to replay Stu's classic, Yao Ming, from the Olympics in Beijing, China. You don't want to miss it. Keep it locked. This is the Doug Stewart Show. I'm always saying get with the times. Stop acting like you at your mama house, calling that girl you met at summer camp 2 states away, and your mama screaming out, "I know you better not be talking long distance running up my bill with that little hussy girl." Well, get with the times with your long distance charges. Presenting Univon. Univon offers unlimited worldwide calling to 60 plus countries for $14.99 a month. No contract, no activation fee, and no cancellation fee. Users can call anytime using their mobile phone or home IP phone. So stop flushing money down the drain. Get more details by clicking Univon's link banner on thedugstewartshow.com or the link on the DougStewartShow.com app. Try out Univon and call your peoples like you not at your mama house. All right, I know the deal. You've been thinking about starting that online store, right? And you do know e-commerce makes billions a year. That's right, billions with a B. Well, just do it, and do it right with my friends at AmeriCommerce. AmeriCommerce is an easy-to-use tool to sell anything online, on Facebook and through mobile phones. Over 100,000 merchants and website owners have chosen AmeriCommerce to handle their stores and customers. They have the most in-depth features in the industry, which include multiple storefronts, website management from one source, a Facebook shopping application, a mobile-optimized website, and much more. Don't let eBay, Amazon, and Zappos get all the money. Get your piece of the pie, too. Click on the link on thedugstewartshow.com or the app link for details. The Doug Stewart Show is off and running, but just like every company, we need sponsors. Would yours like to work with one of the livest, most dynamic, and recognized sports talk show personalities in America? By the way, that's me. Getting in on the ground floor? Well, call us at 770-847-0536 or email me at doug@thedugstewartshow.com and let's do business. From the smallest company in Atlanta to the biggest brands nationally and worldwide, shawty. People know me and the Stews brand in these streets. Holla at you both. Once again, the number is 770-847-0536 or email me at doug@thedugstewartshow.com. Yes!